Dynamics Radio on WGFS 1430 AM. The new look and feel of AM radio. We are the woman station. Now, let's see what's going on with President Trump. All right. So apparently there, of course, as y'all know, there's always accusations of collusion with the Russians. All right. So we got a quick little clip for y'all. They can always explain it to y'all better than me so you can hear it from the horse's mouth. So let's see what's going on with this situation here.
Clearly the circumstances of my recusal from the investigation into the Russian interference with the 2016 election. Please, colleagues, hear me on this. I was sworn in as Attorney General on Thursday, February 9th. The very next day, as I had promised to the Judiciary Committee I would do, at least at an early date, I met with career department officials, including a senior ethics official, to discuss some things publicly reported in the press that might have some bearing on whether or not I should recuse myself in this case. From that point, February 10th, until I announced my formal recusal on March 2nd, I was never briefed on any investigative details, did not access any information about the investigation. I received only the limited information that the department's career officials determined was necessary for me to form and make a recusal decision. As such, I have no knowledge about this investigation as it is ongoing today, beyond what has been publicly reported. I don't even read that carefully. And I have taken no action whatsoever with regard to any such investigation. On the date of my formal recusal, my chief of staff sent an email to the heads of relevant departments, including by name to Director Comey of the FBI, to instruct them to inform their staffs of this recusal and to advise them not to brief me or involve me in any way in any such matters. And in fact, they have not. Importantly, I recuse myself not because of any asserted wrongdoing or any belief that I may have been involved in any wrongdoing in the campaign, but because a Department of Justice regulation, 28 CFR 45.2, I felt required it. That regulation states in effect that department employees should not participate in investigations of a campaign if they served as a campaign advisor.
All right, there you have it, folks. So apparently during the 6 months in power, Trump has made a few concessions in the convention's protocol of an office shaped by predecessors for more than 2 centuries. All right, through his voice now carries a residence of head of state. All right, he's more often adopted the impulsive boss persona that made him flamboyant Manhattan real estate magnate and a star of the show Apprentice. All right, now a series of extraordinary comments and incidents are raising the question about whether the commander-in-chief has thought deeply about the institutional curbs on the power of his office or the duties he owes to the president to rule of the law, all right, the public and the conduct of good governance. All right, surprised we just trying to figure that out. An astonishing interview with the New York Times is still through Washington said that he would have picked up a different attorney general other than Jeff Sessions. All right, the Washington Post. Oh, now you want to pick up a different one. Let me stop. All right, the Washington Post and the Times ran stories Thursday night suggesting Trump lawyer are working on ways to undercut and probe by special counsel Robert Mueller into whether the Trump's campaign aides colludes in Russian election meddling. All right, if y'all just tuning in, we're sitting here talking about how far Donald Trump tested his presidential limits with, you know, dealing with the Russians, and you know, pretty much talking about if we have finally realized that he might have pushed it too far, or if he might have went too far with, you know, the way he handles things and the president and in the seat. All right. But we got more clips for y'all real quick. Let's see what else they're talking about.
To your knowledge, have any Department of Justice officials been involved with conversations about any possibility of presidential pardons about any of the individuals involved with the Russia investigation?
Mr. Chairman, I'm not able to comment on conversations with high officials within the White House. That would be a violation of the communications rule that I have to.
Is that, just so I can understand, is the basis of that unwillingness to answer based on executive privilege, or what?
It's a longstanding policy of the Department of Justice not to comment on conversations that the Attorney General has had with the President of the United States for confidential reasons that really are founded in the co-equal branch powers in the Constitution of the United States.
But just so I'm understanding, does that mean, are you claiming executive privilege here today, sir?
I'm not claiming executive privilege because that's the president's power, and I have no power to claim
What about conversations with other Department of Justice or other White House officials about potential pardons? Not the president, sir.
Mr. Chairman, without in any way suggesting that I have had any conversations concerning pardons.
All right, we're going to give you some more on that when we come back. All right, this is WAMR-DB, Atlanta Mix Radio on WGFS 1430 AM, the new look and feel of AM radio. This show is sponsored to you by Artsy Fine Studio. Use glass decor for your home, embodied by glass artist Fawn Lowry. All right, Fine Studio is located at Centertown Gallery A in the heart of historic Stone Mountain Village and the east side of Metro Georgia. All right, you can hit our website at www.etsy, that's ETSY.com. All right, /shop/artsy fine. All right, WAMR-DB Atlanta Mix Radio on WGFS 1430 AM, the new look and feel of AM radio. We are the women's.